You might think that this is going to be another one of those videos where I sit here and complain about things that people love, but this video is about more than that. This video, it's about family. Sorry, I can't do it. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here, pulling off this jacket because I live in Florida and it's too hard to record in leather. As of the time of this video's recording, tomorrow is the release of FAST10, which is apparently not even the 10th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise if you count like all the spin-offs and extra content. It's been literally over 20 years of Fast and Furious movies, there's over 10 in the franchise, and I find myself asking all the time, why are they still making these? And I hear a bunch of people ask the same thing, so I thought, you know what, let's really pick this apart and let's figure out why we're still getting one of these every couple of years. So like I said earlier, it's been over 20 years since the first Fast and Furious movie was released in 2001. It starred Vin Diesel and of course the late Paul Walker, and though it didn't do all that well critically, it made quite a bit of money in the box office, raking in over $207.3 million. The franchise has only gotten more and more successful. Fast 9, which was released just 2 years ago, made a whopping $726.2 million, and the box office estimates for Fast 10 are no less impressive. People are estimating that it's going to make over $60 million just in the US over its opening weekend, easily over $200 million internationally. So on the one hand, these movies continue to be made because they make boatloads of money. Now, one thing that I did want to point out in regards to the history of the franchise is that, interestingly enough, it almost died out really early on. So the first Fast and Furious came out in 2001, and of course it was a big hit with the fans because everybody really loved the duo of Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. However, Vin Diesel was notably absent from the sequel to Fast 2 Furious. Apparently he didn't really like the direction of the script, so he opted out. Even though Paul Walker was still starring in the film, Vin Diesel wasn't, and the energy wasn't the same. Fans did not respond to Too Fast, Too Furious like they did to the first Fast and Furious film. Even more troublesome for the franchise is that when Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift came out, both Paul Walker and Vin Diesel were missing from that film. It had a new lead, and though Vin Diesel made a cameo, it almost killed the franchise entirely. There was a really big span of time between Tokyo Drift and the next Fast and Furious film that did see Paul Walker and Vin Diesel back. The franchise essentially was resurrected in 2009 when the duo came back for the next Fast and Furious film. And since that fantastic return in 2009, the Fast and Furious series has basically become its own cinematic universe, so to speak. Spin-off films like Hobbs and Shaw, starring Jason Statham and the iconic Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, have also raked in tons of money for the Fast and Furious franchise. Hobbs and Shaw actually raked in another $760 million for the franchise, proving that you can put these characters in literally any situation and people will pay to go see it. It's pretty much self-evident that these movies continue to be made because they continue to be financially successful. But when there's so many people just talking about how outrageous and just foolish they tend to be, how is it that they keep getting this many people in seats? Well, that's exactly how, because they're so outrageous. Vin Diesel's character Dom was basically a street racer trying to fund his racing addiction and habit of wanting to soup up cars. That was it. It was about racing. And now Dom is basically the gearhead version of James Bond. By Fast 6, the street racing leads are now basically indestructible superheroes, never really getting injured, and the cars are borderline indestructible too. Honestly, they were street racing, right? In the first movie, they were street racing, and in the last one, they literally went into space just because everybody said, what are they gonna do next? Go into space? And then they fucking went into space! What is next? What is next for the next Fast and Furious movie? Are they gonna time travel? Are they gonna go back to the era of dinosaurs? I swear, I can basically see Vin Diesel spray painting a Dodge logo on the side of a fucking T-Rex and then sitting on it and delivering a lecture about family before he races a bad guy that's riding a Spinosaurus. And that's on Jay knowing dinosaurs. They just get progressively more and more ridiculous, but you know what? Fast and Furious is not for people like me. It's not for the YouTube reviewers that are gonna sit there and dissect it because we can't suspend disbelief far enough to accept what is being shown to us in these movies. It's not meant for us to analyze it or be overly critical. That's not what these movies are about. They are big budget explosion fests laden with engine sounds and cheap one-liners about family delivered by the least likable bald guy in Hollywood. I wouldn't say at all that these films are mentally stimulating, but I will say that the whole topic of family and the themes of family really make it easier to tolerate your annoying cousins at the next family cookout you're forced to go to. They're not for the critics, they might not be for you, and they're definitely not for me. But based on the fact that they're making the ending of the Fast and Furious franchise a trilogy, they're definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. That's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the upcoming film Fast 10 in the comments below.